Two and a Half Citizens podcast. I'm Zen.
And I'm Pablo.
I feel like we be doing that so well, like in unison. It
felt
never
good.
changes. It straight up feels like we copy paste it.
We never, have you noticed that we never go on the number when you say 3? It's just kind of like a feeling and we just kind of know.
I know, there's no need for the count.
You count down just for like, I feel like it's on a music way. Like
I think I count down because of iCarly.
Yeah, but we don't start on the go.
It's like, I think the go is let's start feeling each other.
No, I think I just realized it now. I feel like you do a 4 count, and then like since we both know about music, we kind of like are rested, and then we go when it's supposed to go because there's a rest in between the go.
That's
and
true.
When we go.
You're right. So this week, it's kind of been all over the place.
It really has.
As far as like things that are happening. I mean, I feel like for me at least this week's just been zooming by already. Like the previous week, like it's just been go.
Bro, you're telling me like I get married next Friday. Like that's crazy.
That's wild. Like you're gonna be like a married man. Like
we were both gonna be married.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna be outside no more. Like how? Like, have you thought about, like, have you been enjoying the air quality just while you're out there? Just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
are you talking about because of, like, the second COVID spread? Or, like, what are you talking about?
No, I'm just talking about because you finna be married. You finna be locked up, dog. Bro, ankle monitor on.
You have a wife.
I'm speaking from experience, dog.
Oh, my God.
Ankle monitor on. It's a wrap.
I mean, I'd be fine with it, bro. The streets is hot right now. And I'm not talking, like, that's a real weather comment. That's not...
It's been ridiculous. I've been ready. Like, have you seen that meme? I've been ready, like, posted up with the blicky at the sun.
Literally,
like, I'm
bro.
done.
Like, bro, quit playing with me.
Like, it's been getting ridiculous. Like, it's worrying me. I mean, at least one thing that I do like is that we are deep into the summer. Because the problem is, it'd be like early in the summer when we'd be feeling heat like this.
Mm-hmm.
Where
you're like, when you're like, bro, it's just turned like July and it's already like 103 outside.
Like, no, early June, late May,
and you're like, bro, heck no. Yeah, no. At least this summer has been kind of tamed. I feel like
to a degree. We've been having a lot of rain, I think. So I think the rain offsets like the heat. But this heat has been like you walk in, mind you, you might have found close parking. Let's just say you was like 6th row in like the Target parking lot. You sweating from the moment you walk into that Target. It's ridiculous.
100%. I wish that we had dry heat.
Nah, it's wet heat. We out here swimming. I be feeling like...
I apologize in advance for next Friday, but I'm gonna have the bleaky at the sun shooting at it for it to like relax because the ceremony's outside.
I had a feeling you would be pulling this Caucasian tree out here like...
But it's at 6 p.m.
No, I get you, dog. But 6 p.m. ain't 6 p.m. You have to think about this.
But there's trees. No. Look,
I feel you. I feel you. But have you ever looked at the weather thing? It don't get dark until 8:15 now.
No, I realize that. But here's the thing. We did the walkthrough this weekend, and we were there at 4, and it was already like the chapel area was already covered by the trees. So like it was already full of shade. Is what I'm saying.
All right. We'll see.
Yeah.
We're going to see. We're going to be outside.
We're going to have the blickies at the sun.
And that's going to be better for the sake of COVID spread, even though we all know COVID is a hoax and it's just the government trying to tame us and manipulate us. But if it was real.
No.
But if it was real, the funny thing is I do not have a water bottle on you today. So it's free range today. Ooh!
It's getting bad.
No, actually, I'm getting a little like I'm feeling kind of pussy again.
Houston's code red again.
I don't give a fuck about that anymore.
Well, it matters. And
I'll explain what I care about now.
The hospitals are getting full again, and I'm not telling you because I watched it on the news. I'm telling you because Elvira works at the hospital. Like she's telling me what's going on in the hospital.
But that's unvaccinated people. I know vaccinated people are getting hospitalized too, but when we're talking about death rate,
not to that extent.
But when we're talking about death rates and stuff like that, it's the QAnon people who ain't trying to get vaccinated, dog.
Which hot take, maybe they had it coming.
Here's not my hot take. Isn't maybe they had it coming. My hot take is I don't want to have mandates on me now to protect your choice to not get the vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
Because now your choice is affecting my everyday life. I got vaccinated to not have to wear a mask. I got vaccinated to go out to restaurants. I got vaccinated to get this place cracked back open. And if we're going to shut down strictly for the unvaccinated population that just is choosing not to get it, I don't want to have to get my freedoms up for them.
Here's where the freedom paradox comes into question again. Because they said it's all one, we all got to admit that we're all selfish assholes. Two, it's like they didn't want to get the vaccine because like they didn't want to get their freedoms restricted, or whatever. Blah, 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 all the stupid crap. But now they're restricting everybody else's freedom to stay open. So really, was it all worth it at the end?
And they're the ones that are getting the high death rate. They're the ones that are getting the high hospitalization rate. They're the ones that are filling up the hospitals. And my thing now is like, okay, it's a sticky situation because there's like the argument that the reason that we've been getting these deltas and stuff like that is because it's able to mutate in unvaccinated people. Mm-hmm. There's another take, which this was, if you ask Rogan, he got some backlash for this one.
Oh God.
Which was, there is a theory that because we're getting a vaccine that still lets the virus in, like we're still getting the virus even though we're vaccinated for it. That's what's allowing it to mutate to these crazy things. Because if you think about viruses and the way they work, right, like they want to enter a host and they're going to try to survive. So if they manage to get into a unvaccinated host, then they'll be able to like mutate to try to survive, causing these crazy strains. It's a reach.
I think that's a high reach.
It's a reach.
We got tinfoil hats on right now.
I'm capping. But that's another argument that I could see these people try to take now, right? Again, we don't know also though.
Yeah.
I'm on either way.
And like, again, man, like people didn't listen, man. Like I'm at the point,
I know.
How much you get?
It's Cash App. It's not Cash App. It's a offer up.
Oh, and I'm at the point right now where like, I don't know, man. Like I care. But like it's just so draining to care that sometimes it like stops. Yeah, like
no, my thing is I don't because they like my whole thing. I try to be even. Like even now for the sake of people's like feelings, I'll try to take people's feelings into account. Right. So if I'm at the store, I keep a mask with me, and if I see the large percentage of people are wearing masks, I will just wear a mask to make them feel comfortable. Like. The whole point of the mask, by what I originally understood, was that it doesn't really help you. I mean, it doesn't really stop you from getting it. It stops you from spreading it. So, like, if someone's trying to stop the spread to me, then I should try to stop the spread to them and be equal so we all feel comfortable and safe, right? If no one's wearing masks, I'm like, none of y'all give a fuck, then I'm not going to give a fuck, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now it's just gotten to this point now where it's like 51% of the population's giving a fuck, and we're having to, like, deal with a lot of this bullshit, presumably because of this other percentage of people that don't want to get vaccinated.
I also hate like how, you know, there's the other side of it that they'll try to deflect and they'll be like, well, the borders are still open and like they're letting all these people come in and they have COVID. And it's like, first of all, turn Fox News off. You know, that's just step one. Second of all, the borders have not been open. They've been closed since last year. If you want to get to the States, you have to fly. Flights right now from Mexico to the States are running about $1,000. Not pesos, dollars.
That's wild because you can just hop over.
Nah, it's not like that. And then
you can't just bunny hop over that whole.
No,
Trump barely finished it, right? Like there's spots, I'm sure.
Nah, and then so like.
Catapults.
Well, and then like at the same time, it's like, so the other thing that bothers me is like, so you only care about COVID when it like benefits another agenda that you have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with like every bill, right? You put a million things in there, sneak some things in there. People care about the hot button issue that brings the eyes, but then you also get to throw your other agenda in there.
Yeah, I thought COVID was a hoax. Like, what's up? Like, I thought you know. Like, you didn't care if you got it.
It's getting wild now, though, because I think now the Deltas, people are starting to care about the Deltas. I think they're using the same plays. I mean, it's just like they're running it back. We didn't care about COVID until, like, some basketball players got it. And
when the NBA shut down, it was a wrap.
Well, you know, we could have said it was the NBA, but it was Tom Hanks, dog. It was the same day.
Yeah.
It was the same day.
It was just hours apart.
Yeah, now I'm hearing about, like, people in the White House getting it, right? Now I'm hearing about, like, all these other people getting it, and so now you're like, oh, wow, and they were vaccinated? Oh, wow, and they were vaccinated?
Well, the vaccine never stopped you. It wasn't a cure. It wasn't like a shield, if you will, of, like, COVID. It didn't mean you weren't going to get COVID. What the vaccine meant was that when you got COVID, it wasn't going to be as strong.
I get that now. But can we say that most people were fed the information that it was a COVID blocker? And that was the only reason they were like, fuck it. Think about, like, most times the way people were saying it, like, people are saying this now, like, backtracking and being like, it was never a this, it was never a that. And, like, you know that if you truly are actually trying to do research, actually trying to see what they mean by efficacy, actually try to see what they're going through. But most people were told, yo, take this shot, masks off, future plan, and we're back to normal.
Well, that's also because people's research is watching a YouTube video where they take a dump at work.
We know that, but we also, like, here's the problem, right? Like, you just said, turn Fox News off. And then they could also say, we'll turn CNN off.
Oh, no, 100%.
And then they can also say, we'll turn the YouTube video off. Where are we actually supposed to get real news from?
Yeah.
Twitter is telling us that something's fake news, but then it's all perception and there's opinion pieces. We have to find, if we can't trust Fox News and CNN to give us straight news because they're trying to get ratings, and then everyone else is just trying to be the loudest voice of the room, you get circulated just a bunch of...
that. And I think that's where I'm at right now, where I'm like, I don't want to... It's because it's all like, it's all gonna skew one way or another. Like, I'm at the point where, like, I don't care.
It's like, hard to, it's like, frustrating. Like, for me, I mean, just because I'm a nerd, but, like, I just listen to everybody.
It just pisses me off because of, like, Elvira, like, having her to be in the hospital and, like, how difficult it is, and, like, you know, how overworked the healthcare workers are right now. Again. Because, like, they're getting, like, their coworkers are getting COVID. Not only that, at her hospital, since it's a for-profit hospital, I'm not going to say the hospital's name, but whatever. If they get COVID and they were supposed to work and they obviously can't go in, they won't get paid for those days anymore.
And it's wild because it seems like definitely, unfortunately, like the wrong time for people to try to get into this industry, because now you're kind of like it's weird now because there's also, here's one thing that I will say too, it's hard on both ends. So, like we're saying, we're all getting all this information. I just listen to everything and then find, like, okay, most people said this though, so at least that part must be true, and then that part's opinion.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, other than having to, like, go through all that, you're even getting conflicted stuff from, you know, the healthcare workers. So at first the healthcare workers were heroes, right? This is like the thing, they were the heroes. Everybody was like, shouts out to the healthcare workers. Now, because for obvious reasons, a lot of these hospitals are now requiring you to be vaccinated in order to continue doing what you're supposed to be doing, saving lives and all this stuff. Now the healthcare workers are feeling like, first I was a hero, now I can just get fired because I don't want to get this vaccine. So it's like, if healthcare workers, some of them, because I know people are people, you can't lump everybody in the same way. If some of them are, like, acting like this is weird and whatnot, is it then questioning the vaccine to certain people?
No, and then, because, like, so, like, I've asked, like, because of Elvira, I know I have a lot of friends that are nurses, and like, her brother's a nurse, you know, like, I know.
You in the in now with the healthcare professionals. You're the one Mexican, god damn it, dog. Mexicans have everybody that, like, they have a mechanic, they have a sheetrocker, they have an AC guy, but no one ever has a doctor because that's why they don't go. You know what I mean? You done managed to find your way into the doctor space. Now you like, yeah, we probably have a mechanic, but we got a doctor though.
Yeah.
They'll be like, let me see. Now you straight.
The caucasity of me.
I'm saying, but continue.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. I know who to hit up now.
Yeah. So where was I? Oh yeah. So what I'm saying is like they'll even tell me like, yeah, there's certain nurses that are like anti-vax which is weird too, because it's like you've learned all this stuff, but there's something like you even get swayed by like these like weird things, because at the end of the day, like we're all people, and if you're gonna fall down a wormhole, it doesn't matter like what you've been taught. You fell down that wormhole and got radicalized somewhere along the way. So because it's the hot take of, oh, if it's a nurse saying that they're sketched out by this, that they don't want to take the vaccine, that makes it propel to something that it's like all healthcare workers are like somehow, and like they knew the whole time the vaccine was like whack, when that's not true.
Yeah.
Like all my nurse friends got vaccinated way before I did, you know?
Of course. But I'm saying that weird fact, the fact that now anything like that can be looked at, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And looked at like, oh, well, what do they know that I don't? Everyone feels
they don't
that somebody else.
It's not that they know something you don't know.
But I think that's what everybody feels. That's the whole point of conspiracies, right?
It's the fact that they got radicalized like you did while they were taking a dump in the hospital, looking at social media, and fell down a wormhole the same way you did, you know?
You're right. Anybody can go down that rabbit hole and get radicalized. I don't know if you heard about that one story about the dad who got radicalized by Q and stuff like that.
Oh, I saw something on the news like that. He was like suing social media.
Well, what happened is it was his dad who like got radicalized and started believing that Sandy Hook or the Parkland shooting was a hoax, but his son went to Parkland and was one of the survivors. Mm-hmm. And so now it's even like, who's paying you? Are you a crisis actor? Type shit to his own son, who was like in the situation, who like dealt with the trauma, and now his dad got radicalized and is like, I don't believe this. I don't believe that your school was really shot up. Who's behind this?
Bro, man, that's sad.
And that's the thing about it is like, you said anybody can go down that, even, you know, whatever. It's just
profession aside, you can be radicalized on the internet for anything.
Or reality aside. But the whole basis is, I think, right, like the whole do your own, like, you know something I don't. What do they know that we don't? We got to find this information out, right? So when every time you see like a healthcare worker that's not on board with something, they're like, what do they know that I don't? Mm-hmm. What information do they have?
Sometimes it's the same bullcrap that you believe, you know? And that's why they think the same. Also, like, here's the thing with that too, is I'll see posts where it's like, oh, a nurse said that this person got the COVID vaccine and they immediately started going into a seizure, blah, 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 blah. And then they show like the proof, and it's like a text message that's green, because somehow if you're a QAnon, you don't use Apple. And if you have green text, bro, like you have already lost credibility with me.
I feel that.
And then they say, I'm a nurse. This is what I saw in the hospital, blah, blah, blah. I could be capping. I could not be a nurse and just say it and you believe it. Because that's the thing, too, where it's like, again, it's with this whole conspiracy thing. I keep going back to it. It's like, it's so bad to the point where it's like, if you don't see it with your own eyes or somehow see a video or someone talking about it, then you think it's cap.
I mean, sometimes it's cap, dog.
I mean, sometimes the frogs are gay. But sometimes it's just a stupid video someone made.
Of course. And that's my thing is like, it sucks because like I'm pretty okay with just like viewing something, kind of being like, what? And like just blowing it off.
Yeah.
Like my not caring is bad in certain situations, but good for the internet. Mm-hmm. And my thing is like, you see people just get straight heated. Like, I hate like every time I've used this multiple times, but because it happens so fucking much. I just be dead-ass seeing families break apart and like families just getting disowned on the internet. I'm like, yo, it ain't that serious, bro.
Yeah,
it ain't that serious.
Yeah, no, and like, you know what I want to get into? I want to get into the business of like selling stuff to like stupid people.
Well, that's another thing because like, we talk about. That's the big. This is the one probably credible conspiracy about this whole thing where it does get into this wormhole, right? Where I think the anti-vaxxers think that Big Pharma, which we've kind of seen in the past they do, is just selling things to stupid people. So it's like if Big Pharma tells us that we need a vaccine and we all just say, okay, and we go, I get that. Now I'm starting to get into this place where it's getting a little scary where it's like, what about the boosters? The boosters are where I'm starting to kind of like, I understand that boosters are probably necessary, but it also just seems convenient.
I mean, you get a flu shot every year. I mean, you don't because you're Mexican, but like people get a flu shot
exactly.
every year.
But that's the thing. It's hard to say that when I don't because we're Mexican. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now you're already telling people, hey, you have to get this vaccine, which they're already like, what? And then you're going to tell them, well, you have to get a booster. And then who knows when they're going to stop being free.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When, like, of course, like, this first thing's free and you wanted us to get this and that. And now it's like, well, you have to, if you want, like, if they can get us, and this is where I get the slippery slope, I'm going to start sounding wild.
It goes on both sides. Because
of course, but, like, if they're telling you...
You got all these people that are in, like they have, like, essential oils, like pyramid schemes that they work for, you know, like...
Yeah, but they're not mandatory. That's
True.
where things are getting into a thing.
True.
Because if they already got you to get a vaccine, like you had to get this vaccine in order to work at your job still, and now they tell you have to get the booster, but now you have to pay this much.
I feel like that's a big leap because we're not there yet.
We're already talking about boosters on the Moderna, which was the strongest one.
But we're not there yet.
Are you? They literally. I've already seen it,
bro. When they say it, I'll.
They said
I'll do it. They didn't say it.
They said it.
They didn't say it. If
you acting. You know what you're acting like right now? It's like everyone's been with aliens right now. They're like, I mean, if they really say it, I'm like, they basically said it. What more do you want? They said this. They said this person saw this. The government said we don't know what that is. You know what I mean? Everything, but they're like, damn, I don't know, bro. But when they say it,
no, but when they
when they say it,
what I mean by when they say it is when I see it, then maybe.
When you send it to me via Instagram,
yeah.
Once you leave here and you're taking a dump, and you be like, bro, I just saw what you was talking about.
Yeah. Then I'll be like, all right, I don't know.
It's just, but that's my thing is I don't, and that's the one thing which is where it gets hard because the one thing I don't really trust is big pharma because you've seen them not care about people's lives. You've seen the only lives that America cares about, which is white women. Even big pharma doesn't care about them. You know what I'm saying? So like when white soccer moms are getting addicted to heroin. To heroin because of big pharma, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Y'all don't give a fuck about anybody.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm like, okay, there is a case for them being like, look, we needed it. Like, we needed to do all this for this, but now we see the opportunity to make the money. Now we see the opportunity to make this a business that you need us for. You know what I'm saying? And I do think, and I think that's a balance with everything, I do think we need a level of skepticism so that we can keep things in track.
No, that's fair.
There is a leap right now, right? There's obvious proof, like you're seeing the hospitalization numbers, you're seeing the death rates. That's when I'm like, all right, man, like if I wouldn't have already been vaccinated, this would be the thing that makes me be like, okay, the potential whatever that we don't know, the unknown possibility kind of is outweighed by the actual facts that we're seeing in front of us right now of like these people are dying and these people aren't.
The one thing that I think is like complete like ludicrous is, have you heard about the idea of like shedding?
What?
You don't know what shedding is? I thought you were crazy, bro. I thought you were in the deep wearing the tinfoil hats.
Bro, if CNN didn't say it.
No, so apparently dude, like when you're lost,
far anti-vaxxers.
It's like far anti-vaxxers, like you eat raw meat.
Okay.
Anti-vaxxer. They say that people that got the vaccine shed, and apparently we shed the vaccine bad whatever they think it has, and then it gets the non-vax people sick, even though that's never happened ever.
What? Hold on.
Yeah.
Like, I already told you the crazy take of at least, like, that the vaccinated people are the ones actually creating the variants. Mm-hmm. But this is what?
Yeah. I don't even want to tell you to look up shedding because it's going to make you go crazy.
I'm going to look it up because you said it.
You're going to go crazy.
But I mean, like... Dog.
No, I think it's too crazy that you'll be like, nah, this is just stupid and funny.
All right, I'm going to see. Because, I mean, the Earth still might be flat, but...
Oh, my... Bro.
I'm just saying, dog.
Bro.
If I walk off this Earth one day, dog...
On my mama, it's not flat.
Bro, on the set it is. On the whole set.
Bro, on my mama is not
You
flat.
acting like you traveled the world, dog. You've been to Mexico. You've been to North America.
Okay, where have you been?
You right. I ain't gone further than... Yeah. I've been to some parts of the... What's the contiguous United States?
You mean the continental United States?
Nah. The fuck? You know what I'm talking about. When they talk about the full United States of, like, not including Hawaii...
The continental United States?
It's not continental. I know for sure. That's a breakfast, dog.
That's... No. What?
Here we go. You pronounce this word. Because it's not continental.
I can't pronounce this word.
But I think it was what I said, which was contiguous. Meaning the full body of land, not like Alaska, not like Hawaii.
Yeah.
When you talk about the contiguous United States, and now I might be capping on that. Look, what the fuck, consists of the 48 adjoining U.S. states.
Don't
on
throw
the
big
continent.
words at me.
Well, because it's the continent, so it's like attached to the continent.
Yeah, that's why it's the continental United States. Look up the continental United States.
Hold on.
Or maybe I just said it wrong because I'm bilingual. I don't know, bro. Maybe
pronunciation. I'm pronouncing this hoe right now.
Maybe I heard continental United States and I just kept
Bro, you probably heard continental breakfast, bro. Contiguous.
We'll look up continental United States.
A continental United States is going to tell you what breakfast places to get.
No, it's not, bro. On the set, it's not.
Continental Airlines, Continental Airlines, Continental Club
you just
Houston.
typed continental.
Exactly. So I'm showing
you gotta keep
when
going.
I put contiguous, United States popped up right afterwards.
That's cap.
All right, continental United States. It literally, on God, went to what I said.
Okay.
On God, typed it and directly went. It said, "Oh, you must have meant this."
Okay, so then that was my bilingual brain.
Bro, you've been to too many like Holiday Inns, dog.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I can't afford anything that ain't Holiday Inn on the
bro,
set.
you out here wilding, first of all, acting like all you can afford. Bro, I seen your new apartment, bro.
You gotta come by. You haven't seen it in person.
I've seen the pictures, bro.
Yeah.
That's a crazy brochure. Should look like an Airbnb.
Does it?
The nice ones.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But let's get into some other things here.
Here's the thing about DaBaby. Not only did he say like what he said, but I also don't think he understands how HIV works.
Nah. But speaking of DaBaby, apparently, who is it? Miley Cyrus and some other people like the AIDS organization stuff trying to educate him.
Yeah. And
I think that's a cool thing. I think I really think when they're doing that, they're really trying to give him an out. They're like, yo, come through, get educated. Then you can tell the TL and you can tell Instagram that we educated you and that you weren't, you got your eyes opened and you wouldn't say things like that now with the education that you have. And you can really kind of work it, and we can get you back on festivals, dog.
Yeah.
Because him doubling down was mad wild.
Well,
and then right now it's weird because he put the real fake apology up, right? And he deleted it. It's off his Instagram now. I guess he said, all right, like 3 days I want to have this gay apology shit on my Instagram.
Well, like,
it's messing up my aesthetic.
Well, also, like, straight people can have, like, HIV/AIDS, you know?
That's cap.
That's not cap, bro.
If a straight person told you that, dog, they was gay on the low.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm capping.
Oh, my God.
I'm capping.
I get that we didn't actually have, like, a health class and that Cy-Fair Independent School District failed us on that end.
But can we talk about that really quickly? Because
Cy-Fair Independent School District do better.
Not just that, every school district. Like, I think it's kind of across the board.
Yeah, but I wanted to specifically come at somebody.
You have to kind of like, you have to kind of be some really. You basically have to be look like a crazy school if you're actually giving them real information.
Yeah.
So now that is the case, that we all grew up, when they say back then when we were able to say things freely was literally because we were only taught what we were taught in school and what we told each other on the hallways. And now we were all supposed to, it's kind of crazy. We're all supposed to be educated. And by that means we're supposed to subscribe to what most of the people on Twitter say.
Sure.
For a lot of the actual left-wing arguments, right?
Sure.
For a lot of those things, it's, did we read that Twitter post? Because we didn't learn that in health class.
Yeah.
We didn't learn that in our public school system. And we're really not getting a lot of public service announcements that really ring true to that either. All we're getting is like Twitter threads.
It's interesting that like, and I guess I got to start thinking about this because even though like we're like I'm about to be married, you're married, kids
allegedly. Just kidding. I'm capping.
At least yeah. Well, like the idea of kids for us, obviously it's not like right now, but it's gonna happen eventually.
It's on the horizon.
It's on the horizon. Like we're looking at, we can see it 3-4 years from now.
Like we're planning for it.
Exactly. So I'm trying to get into that headspace of like, do I want the school to do my job and educate my kid, or do I want to take the responsibility of doing the educating? And here's where it gets sticky because it's like, well, you could say, well, we want the parents could say, well, I want to educate my kid. But then the parent doesn't have the proper education or actually just says that, but they're not going to do anything about it. So then it's like, when is it actually, who takes the responsibility?
It's both to me. Here's what I think. I think so there's a mix. I think in order for a kid to kind of be well-rounded, they have to see bullshit, right?
Yeah.
The problem with a lot of people now, and it is the problem I see with homeschool kids, is they were only taught one way of viewing things, one way of believing things, and anybody who disagrees with that is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to basically see like, hey, these people are saying this and I don't agree with that, and these people are bullying people, but it builds adversity. You learn how to deal with difficult people because not everybody's going to be peaches and cream when you're in the real world.
Exactly.
And then they come home, and then your responsibility as a parent is, hey, what was your day like? What did you learn at school today? And then be able to tell them your version of what their experience is. To basically be like, look, I know that you saw that, and I want you to know that, like,
no,
that's this, that's that. Some people are like this. And you educate them on the world, but they can't be educated on the world if you can't see it.
Right. And, like, I think, and again, this might all change because, like, we're saying this. It's easy to say this when we don't have kids.
Of course.
And but
I think it's good to think about it. So at least you can tell yourself. So like I said this.
I think about like having like the sex talk with my like my kid. Like nobody had that talk with me. It was just don't get pregnant. And then thinking back to what they told us in like high school when we took health class
was just don't have sex.
Was just don't have sex or else you're gonna literally like it was almost like that scene in Mean Girls.
Yeah.
And then like they made us do this like class project where you basically realize you were going to be poor for the rest of your life if you got pregnant in high school. And then but also like our high school had a daycare for the pregnant girls.
Yeah, so ran by students.
That was
ran by teen moms.
Yeah, dude, it's like the wildest thing
I
ever.
don't remember the broke thing. I was probably talking to girls.
Yeah.
I was probably trying to make bad decisions in health class. Yo, I realized I did not pay attention at all through health class because I was just trying to talk to bitches.
Oh my God.
Ironically.
Why would you be? That's the worst place to do it.
Nah. I don't know, dog. I can't remember what I learned in that class.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't think I learned a single thing.
I think like the way I would want to handle it is be like sit my kid down, be like, hey, this is one, like, this isn't just about getting someone pregnant. There's also like STDs out there. You could get sick. Can
you throw it, like, if we're going to be completely progressive and just go all out with the sex talk, right? Mm-hmm. Should we just show them a porn and be like, this is not what it's like? Like, just let them know off rip. Like, sometimes people, that's one thing that I know is because it's taboo and stuff. Kids are going to watch porn because it's way too easily accessible. Before porn was even as easily accessible as it is now, I remember friends showing me still frame grainy pictures. You know what I'm saying? Be like, look at this girl. Pulling up to my house on flip phones, dog.
Yeah,
and this is before shit was...
No, I remember stuff like that. Like,
so
people, we'd be in school and people were like, bro, check this out. And I'd be like...
Yeah, so that's going to happen regardless.
I remember I was in 8th...
But there's so many people now that think that that's the way that life is. That's the way that sex is.
I was in 8th grade, and this dude had it, like, on his PSP. And he was just like... he was just, like, showing dudes. He was like, hey, look what I got.
No, I was so scared because...
And I remember I saw it and I was like, whoa, this is wild. What the hell?
I was once told this rumor that, like, when iPhones were first coming out, that the bill for an iPhone is like a fucking booklet because every site that you're on or something like that, everything that you do was on the bill. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it literally scared me from porn for like 2 years from having my iPhone.
When I was in RA in college, and for those who don't know, I was a glorified snitch in college.
Shouts out.
Shouts out. So what I used to do to mess with, like, the freshmen, I'd be like, bro, you know, like, SFA, like, not only do they... Because people would get charged if they illegally, like, downloaded stuff. Like, they would get hit with a bill from, like, SFA, like, hey, you illegally downloaded this.
For real?
Yeah. So if you wanted to download crap, or like tort programs, you would have to go off campus and not do it on the campus Wi-Fi. So for that same reason, I would like mess with people. I'd be like, hey, bro, like, you know that they do the same thing, but like with porn, like you're gonna get a bill at the end of the year. They don't tell you about it. And then people...
You're the worst, dog. I would have hated to be in your room. Not only am I not going to be able to smoke weed because you're going to snitch on me and then get in trouble, but then you're also going to not let me... You're going to scare me from... If I was... Let's just say I was in my closet in my bathroom with the water running smoking weed, I'm going to be paranoid to watch porn because I'm going to be like, fuck, I'm going to get a bill. I would be having to charge some to the game. I'd probably have a separate bank account for whatever the alleged bill that I'm going to get at the end of the year is going to be.
No, and then it was me and like this other dude, like we would watch like the dude's faces change, and then we would bust out laughing, and like instantly be like, "No, we were just capping." All
right, at least y'all were telling me I was capping.
Yeah, but it was just hilarious.
Also, I'm assuming you guys are probably making sure that
like,
girls can't come into the room, right?
The funniest thing that happened was like there was like this British foreign exchange student, which was weird because I was like, "You're from the UK, and out of anywhere in the US, you chose to come to Nacogdoches? Whatever, dude."
That's kind of wild.
But anyway. He was like, "Are you serious?" And I have a horrible British accent. And he was like, I was like, "Yeah, man, they charge you like $20 like every time you view like the page or whatever." And he's like, $20 a wank? And he was like, "Oh, mate, like my bill's gonna be horrendous." And bro, I was crying. Like I was at the front desk, like laughing, like crying.
So now we know that like Pablo. Honestly, good thing that we got you destroyed every single day of your bachelor party.
Why?
This is payback for you just not letting other people have fun. We had to overdose you on fun to where you never wanted to have fun again.
No, but like afterwards we told him we were lying. Like it was just funny.
And afterwards, dog, we like propped you up and put you in bed.
And like the thing is like being an RA was a lot. Like
I'm sure it was mad annoying.
Like here's the thing, like I told my guys from the very beginning, like I don't care what you guys do. Like you guys are adults. I don't care what you do. Like I have class, I have things to worry about. Like the last thing I want to be dealing with is y'all. So like if you make me like if you do something so stupid that I have to deal with it, then that's your fault. Cause like I'm not trying to like deal with it.
Yeah. So that's Tyler the Creator interview, dog.
It was really good.
He was popping off. I don't know if interviews are usually that long. It was like an hour and 20-minute interview. I don't know if they're usually that long. To me, usually they're like 40 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. This was a long. He was straight,
interview. Just kicking it with them.
He was just kicking it, just like making sus jokes.
Yeah.
Just talking reckless shit.
Yeah, bro. I love how he was like talking about how he's petty, and he's like, I liked all the old tweets that I would never get a Grammy. And he was like, I had them ready. I was cocked and loaded.
That's what I appreciate. That it's like sometimes in rappers, you know, this is why I like rap, and this is why I like you know, they pop artists kind of have to be humble because they always are looked at a little more privileged. You know what I mean? Like Justin Bieber, like you don't hear him pop, and that's even the most hip hop centric pop artist.
Yeah.
And he's not really flexing because it's like you're already white, you're already male, you're not from America, but you know what I mean? Like,
and then I feel like he did have his flex face, it's when he was like being crazy.
Which he wasn't. I think he was just rebelling. He wasn't even flexing. I guess he was flexing his power because he was just like doing wild shit and being like, I'm getting away with it.
Yeah.
But that was just flexing by actions, not just being like on stuff, being like, I got more money than any of these pop artists. Taylor Swift, you can't even look at my fucking bank account like that. Like, if he was saying some shit like that, we'd be like, whoa. But Tyler's really out here saying...
When Tyler said, there's cars you don't know about because you're not in my tax bracket, I was like, go off, king.
The fact, for one, is like, I've noticed that for some reason, I mean, you know, like the whole height thing has always been a thing for like celebrities and stuff, and like just for people, for men nowadays. And I don't know what's been going on, but rappers and like entertainers of that level have been getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Like, DaBaby's like 5'8", 5'7", or something like that. Tory Lane's like 5'7". 42 Doug is short as fuck. I don't know if he's actually 4'2".
I mean, Lil Uzi Vert is like
mad little. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he's like, my leg's longer than all these rappers, like saying that kind of stuff, I'm like, all right, go off. You know what I mean? I feel you. All right. This album was, you know what I mean?
He's like skin glowing, six pack crazy.
I like how he's given like, other guys like, nah, you gotta like be doing this and that. Like, you can't be doing that with your skin and stuff like that. Like, he really is just being him and flexing it and just being reckless. And I thought that was super cool.
But also that he's like a dork.
Yeah. But like, I think that's good. I think you need that. Like, he talks about like Pharrell, Kanye. Those are like the people that were like nerds who actually cared about the art.
Yeah.
And aren't just like, a lot of people nowadays are like, especially street rappers, are really just seeing this as another hustle.
Yeah, and like, I think, because like we really care about clothes. We really care about fashion. We really care about sneakers. And it frustrates me when everyone starts dressing the same.
Yeah.
So then I'm just like, all right.
I felt like, personally called out.
Yeah.
On his interview.
Yeah.
He was naming all of the places that like I get news from, that I get fashion inspiration from. Like, he's like, I know all of your, like, he was basically, he wasn't really, like, he was just kind of mentioning
like,
things.
He's like complex.
He was like complex, hype beast, academics. Yep. Like, I'm like, dog, are you on my search history? First of all.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And then he starts talking about, right, like these low-key niche magazines that are in these specific spots that have specific tastes from a specific place that he's looking at and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, so you're like, you see all the stuff that I'm on, but you on different shit.
Yeah.
It's like when 21 Savage had said, you a Levi's and Adidas wearing whatever. And I was like, I was at my Adidas time. And I was like, bruh, like, you just straight up. And then he was like, I'm out here in Gucci and shit. You wearing Lacoste and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? All right.
What's wrong with Lacoste?
Right? But he's like, well,
I feel like there's certain pieces that are in Lacoste that are like better than others.
Well, yeah, because now we're talking collabs. The second collabs happen.
No. Even like, I think there's a difference between a Lacoste polo and like a Lacoste like sweater.
I was pulling up. Do you remember my Lacoste cardigan phase?
Yes.
I feel like that was in like I was in like my Lacoste cardigan phase. That was the freshest time of like high school before I started getting into just like wearing band tees and shit.
Yeah. You gave me a cardigan when we were in high school.
Yeah. I was handing out cardigans back then.
Yeah.
I was handing out cardigans and Hawaiian shirts.
I remember it was brown and it had green stripes.
I know exactly the one. I found that hoe at Plato's Closet.
Yeah. That's what you said. You were like, you could have it. I found it on Plato's Closet. And I was like, what's Plato's Closet?
And then I had to give you your first Caucasian thrifting experience. Yeah. You're like, wait, it ain't just
the family thrift?
Yeah, it ain't just the family thrift. It ain't just, what's the one? Shouts out to Spring Branch. The fucking... You know what I'm talking about?
The one that has like the colors and then every day is a discount?
No, that is Family Thrift. This was like Penny Savers or some shit like that.
Oh, I don't know that one.
No, it was this one. It's off La Long Point. I'm gonna look it up later and we're gonna shout them out later. I ain't even been, to be honest. But like that was like one of the top ones. But
When we gonna go thrifting though?
We need to. I've actually
like real thrifting. I'm not trying to go to like Buffalo Exchange.
No, I got you. We need to re-up. I have the spots. I need to take you to the ones that like are my spots that not many people know about. Yeah. And when we really got to pick some stuff up because my hardest pieces are thrifted pieces.
Because I want a zip up hoodie. I want a windbreaker because I don't have one, and I just want like old man looking sweaters.
Got you. There's actually a windbreaker I want to see if you want before we bounce, but I do want to talk about the fact that our boy Andrew Cuomo out here putting his 2 weeks notice in.
Yeah.
Briefly, I mean, he had gotten hit with multiple like sexual harassment stuff, and then Biden was like, "Hey, dog, you should dip." But the crazy thing is, they can't make him. You know what I mean? And he was saying he wasn't going to.
Yeah, he was. He was like, "I'm not going in."
Part of my thing is like, did they give him like a severance package or some shit to be like, "Yo,"
did they pay him out
to be like, "Yo, just fucking like chill out. We just get the fuck out of here, dog." Because part of me is like, he should have been in way more hot water from all of that, like killing all those old people.
Yeah. Also, he looks like a mob boss. Like, he looks like he should be, like, in The Godfather. Like,
I mean, yeah, that's the Italian, you know what I'm saying? There's two different ways. You go and tax people on the inside or on the outside.
Yeah. He looks like he's telling Vinny, like, you know, he's got another thing coming.
For real. And it's just a weird, it's been a weird thing to kind of see these things unfold. I think the pandemic has kind of broken down the veil, which is why I'm sure there's more and more of a deep state for sure, but...
you want to see a pandemic?
But seeing, like, the curtains kind of fall in government and seeing kind of behind it and being, like, seeing them scramble and change one thing to another, and you kind of, like, seeing the way things work, and you're like, oh, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all are doing either.
Yeah,
y'all are just having meetings, and then, like...
Dog, we're all people. Ain't nothing special about this.
and like, so I'm like, wait, you don't know more? You don't you you think we in the continental United States?
Hey, bro, chill.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about political people, dog. Political leaders.
On the set, he called me out.
Nah, it's a callback, dog.
But, all right.
But I don't know, man. This is just kind of weird. Like, we're at this point where we're now seeing like the government work. We're seeing all the discourse, and at this point, I need to know what can just kind of get us to chill the fuck out and start trying to work together.
Yeah. I don't know that that's going to happen in I mean, just the way things are, man. Like, people are just very much like, you're either with me or you're against me, and I don't see that idea going away anytime soon, sadly. I mean, you left or right, it's just my way.
Problem. Yeah, I think the problem is like
my way or right. My way or the highway kind of thing.
That we can't just go forward.
Yeah. But all we really need is Lightning McQueen to like put us on the highway and let us know that life is a highway.
And I'm gonna ride it all night long.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end with that, to be honest with you, because life is a highway. And yeah, honestly, go out and get the Trump shot and be ready for Biden's boosters.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Get your vaccines.
Put them in the air.
Like you just should care.
If you got vaccinated, put your phone lights in the air.
Real talk. If you ain't out here walking around with no deadly, ugly, disgusting deltas, put your phone lights in the air.
We out.